If you mess up, the whole team runs. Any kind of technical foul, the team runs.
The 1993 National Championship game between North Carolina and Michigan. In the final, North Carolina got the better of Kansas 78-68 in a rematch of the 1991 National Semi. Both the Wolverines and the Tar Heels entered the 93 tournament as #1 seeds.
I think we're just going to have to try and deny him the ball whenever possible, and if he wants to take it outside, let him take it outside, and we'll still put our pressure on him. So I think we're just going to have to stick with our principles and obviously keep him off the boards.
Center, a 7-foot junior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 00, Eric Montross.
Team will win the game. That's Weber Montross. Weber said, I don't want the silver ring they gave us last year. I want the gold that says #1. And the team in gold, Michigan, has it first in the championship game.
And a little change for Michigan. They're going to put Juwan Howard down there on Eric Montross to get the double team to the backside for Weber. And Weber blocks it. Montross has to realize here, Juwan Howard will play him straight up. Chris Weber is going to shield him coming away. George Lynch timed it perfectly.
At the other end, Montross follows and scores, and he'll shoot one.
Jim, one of the things that's happening right now for Michigan, they're not playing their own man solidly. They're counting on help from a guy from the weak side to come over for the block. Consequently, as I said, if Weber goes over to help on somebody else's man, his man will be wide open.
Jimmy King fouled him. Montross, such a perfectionist. That's what Dean Smith was talking about to us after the Friday practice. And Montross, such a perfectionist. He had 23 points Saturday against Kansas, but said, I missed 5 shots, so I'm not happy. Now look at the top of the screen and watch. They turn off the giant screen here in the Superdome while they shoot free throws. They didn't do that in 80.
Two great defensive clubs here.
Reese, Weber was on him, back to Montross. And a foul. The senior from Lake Bluff, Illinois, a member of the '89 championship team, from the redshirted that year. Correct? They got to make the trip with the team to the White House and meet the president.
Similar to Rex Walters from Kansas the other day. Got a chance to work out with the team, but not an official member. Trouble.
Montross blocked by Weber, his second of the night. Into the hands of Reese, and a blocking.
He has really settled down now, playing solid defense. Look at how well he times that jump against the 7-footer.
That's the first on Weber and the 4th team foul against.
Somebody talk to me.
For North Carolina, Rose too strong off the glass. Montross secures.
The difference is that Jalen got those off against Kentucky, those running one-handers. It's not happening against the size of North Carolina.
Carolina turns it over. Eric Montross has 5, Billy, and the Tar Heels controlling the rebounding right now.
Well, they really are. 8 rebounds to 2. They out-rebounded Michigan in 8 rebounds. You make those. Montross down low. There's a triple team on him.
Hook too strong. King with the rebound.
Rose leaves Williams open.
Williams to Montross. Missed the dunk. Oh, no, it falls in anyway. Breaks the 11-point run by the Wolverines.
Weber was so strong, he was able to... 2-3 zone, Montross in the middle. Lynch will run the baseline out of it, so it moves sometimes into a 1-3-1 look. The zone, and I thought Juwan Howard made a very good point today when he talked about Carolina's zone, and they said if they go zone, we will have to get the ball in, but he's not a good free throw shooter. Montross goes to the left-hand shot. Weber doing a great job forcing a step out.
Returns for Montross. That was the second on Howard. So 2 on Howard, Jackson, and King on the Michigan side. 2 on Lynch for North Carolina.
Real chess match in regard to the big guys. Montross having the better of it so far. I said early, maybe Kentucky took a lot out of Michigan. That's the way it looked at first. Riley Montross. I think Montross can score on Riley down low. But look at Weber's hot guard and Lynch. He has to keep him occupied.
He's keeping an eye on that Riley Montross matchup.
Size capable of going on that baseline.
Nice touch by Weber. Williams back in.
It is inside, and it did. A great call by the official. We got a hard one to see. You can see.
So the 2 7-footers in for North Carolina, Salvadori and Montross. They have another one on the bench, and Matt Winstrom. 3-point by Williams, and he was well short. Montross ran him over.
Eric couldn't get out of the way, and in that particular case, Williams, realizing that Jalen Rhodes is the kind of guy that will turn his head, worked himself free for the three, but was a little bit out of his range.
First on Montross, 16 foul with 00. The first to ever wear that number at North Carolina, although Dean Smith wore that number in high school. That caught, saved by Weber. Montross with two hands, taken away by King.
And another funny thing happened. B.H. Bourne, and next year Dean Smith played in the Final Four in 53. B.H. Bourne did not score in the 52 game, ended up being the most valuable player of the 53, even though he's one of the only ones to play and coach in it.
That's right. Ball time. 3:10 to go in the first half.
Look at Montross, the difference when he's down there with Riley as opposed to Weber, just pushing him out of the way. So far, both of those 7-foot subs, Jim, have done an excellent job. Montross knocks Riley down, and then goes to... And Ray Jackson, a competitor, went over there to try to help out. You'll see the play. Montross goes down, boom. There goes Riley down without question a foul. See, Riley doesn't get up, and Jackson saw the play all the way and goes over trying to stop the 7-footer and can't do it. There goes Riley down. Good job by Phelps to realize right away that Eric was open on Ray Jackson in the first half. He has been a supreme player for this Michigan club. They would not be in this game without him, Jim.
Grandfather on his mother's side, an All-America in the 30s. They called him the Houdini of the hardwood. Yeah, he gets a little playing time in for Eric Montross. Montross comes back in for the...
Instead.
Phelps, three-point shot.
Not what Dean Smith would have wanted. Not at all. Michigan got a chance.
Still has time. Rose, yep, Bosco slipped out of his hands on the way up. Play the last 3:42 of the first half. They saved them. North Carolina 42, Michigan 36. CBS.
Montross feeling that double team pressure, passing the ball out quickly.
Sullivan.
Earlier this year by Riley in practice. Let's see what happens here. There it was. The hand came right in there.
Chris Weber poked in the eye.
Well, he got it right there going down. The young man in a great...
Kentucky, 27 points in that victory.
Pretty nice job by Jackson, though. I don't think he picked up the foul, but Montross had an easy put away there.
See who gets...
all of his players in Jackson. Did he get the foul?
He was on Jackson.
That's his fourth.
Yeah.
Weber actually could have had one, but here.
That was his career high, and then he matched it against UCLA. Two shots for Montross. By the way, Rob Pelinka, number 3, settled for second place. He was talking about what a perfectionist that Michigan has made its last 6 shots. Good. This one blocked by Montross.
Oh, the second time tonight he almost made the great play.
Twice Howard has tried to follow up an easy one and missed a chippy.
He's been hit in the abdomen.
That's just a matter of losing your balance in desperation effort.
Michigan, however, hadn't been able to take advantage of it.
This is their third chance to tie or take the lead.
That Montross on that reach? Or Sullivan?
He's eyeing both of the players.
I think it's going to be on Montross.
It is, his second.
That's one of the things that's tough. When you take a big man out without question, hit him with his body, you take a big man out.
Against Kansas, he's back in. Montross with his second.
Here that Michigan has picked up valuable points.
Weber over Montross, in and out. Montross secures the rebound.
Foul. On the other end, you see Weber right here. You can see he gains no advantage on this play. Donald Williams just falls down when he met a little bit of contact. And probably hurt a team for making this nice run in the second half.
2 shots for Montross.
Takes that one off.
Wearing a haircut like the one his father wore when he played for Michigan back in the 60s. His father came up with the idea, let's make a bet. You get a haircut, I'll do it too. And Eric said, I ended up being the first one in the chair. My father walked out of the barber shop. Never followed up on the bet. Montross.
Jim, both teams very tight offensively now. Off offense that worked, and it worked, of course, with Montross out of the game. Thing may change now. That was that high-low. Here you have Montross in, Weber out. Didn't work. And really...
Kicked out to Montross.
That was Lynch. They got the break.
Carolina can take the lead. Phelps up with it. And get it into Weber.
There's that help. Four players have been a problem for anybody, with one exception now, because neither team close to the shooting of a free throw except on a shot. But what you can do now defensively, if a man gets down in there tight, is to foul him quickly, because he's not going to the line.
That was only the third team foul on North Carolina as they substitute.
Now here's where you can't be too defensive with your passing either. You got to go look to score, because they have everybody back.
Lynch to Montross. Got it. There it is.
You've got to look to score, Jim. The last 8 games, 4 of them went overtime. Do you think it can happen again? Well, there was another young man that went to the line with 17 seconds to go a few years ago. Matt Doherty missed the front end of a one-on-one, which set up a shot.
It is almost eerie how this is setting up to be such a similar scene to 1982.
New Orleans may adopt him if Donald Williams is fortunate enough to hit these shots.
Yeah, you know, it's really the Smith Center, so this should be the Dean Dome if he wins tonight.
Maybe you call it the Smith Center when you don't live in North Carolina, but when you live in North Carolina, you call it the Dean Dome.
Not bad for a coach who had his first head coaching job in 1958 at Air Force as the golf coach. He went out to play a round of golf with an assistant football coach named Pepper Rogers. Dean Smith, 8 seconds away from a second national championship. The bat line comes up short again. There you have it. North Carolina is the 1990.
The University of North Carolina. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. The senior. That's the senior. Congratulations to the North Carolina basketball squad. Thank you all for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the NCAA, we thank you for your support of NCAA basketball. Good evening.
Dean Smith is the second winningest coach in the history of the NCAA, but few, if any, victories are sweeter than this one tonight.